Hi, Miss.
Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
Miss,
Yes.
we were 17.
You were 17?
The first session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still some are joining.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen and take attendance. We can start right away. Okay, again, I'm going to call on those who are here. Please unmute your mic and let me hear your voice. Tanahi.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm good.
Yes, I'm here.
Please keep your mic off because it changes the order unless I call on you. Okay, Amr.
Here, Miss, here.
Asir.
Here.
Aysel.
Here.
Habiba.
Here.
Kenzie.
Here.
Okay, Tanahi.
Yes, here.
All right, Muhannad.
Here.
Aday. Aday, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Shlok.
Here.
Tito.
Here.
Yasin Sadat.
Here.
Yusuf and Naqib.
Here.
All right, did I call everyone's name?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
Yes.
can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So today we're just doing a revision on the previous lessons. One of the lessons that we took in Unit 6 is negatives. Who remembers what a negative is?
I know.
What are negative words? Okay, Tanahi, tell me.
The negative words are like not, ever, never.
Okay,
Or,
that's right.
um,
So here in the first example, this is incorrect because we have what we call
we
a
have
double
two
negative.
negatives. One sentence can't have two negatives.
That's right. It's incorrect if we have a double negative. We must either remove one of the negatives or change one of the negative words to a, what do we call it?
Positive.
To a positive word. Okay. So here we're going to underline cannot, never. So here in this exercise, let me go ahead and remove these directions because I don't want us to just underline the double negatives. I want for us to correct the double negatives. Okay. All right, so we're going to write the sentence correctly. Okay, who would like to answer number 1?
Me.
Moi.
All right, raise your
Can I
hands,
ask a
guys.
question?
Yes, sure, Habiba.
Do we write back questions in the notebook?
You don't have to write the questions in the notebook because it's going to be a lot for you to write. You're just going to write it correctly. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oops. Okay, Aysel, go ahead, do number 1.
She wasn't never on time to the game.
Okay, so what are the double negatives here, Aysel?
Wasn't and never.
Wasn't and never. So how can we rewrite the sentence to make it correct?
She wasn't ever.
She wasn't
on
ever. Excellent. She wasn't ever on time to the game. What's another way that we can write this, Aysel?
She was never.
She was
on
never. Excellent.
Hanan, do you write this in our notebook?
Yeah, write this in your notebook. All right, so I'm only going to write 1, but you can also write instead, she was never. Okay, so in this one, so in the second one, we change another word to positive instead of negative so that we don't have a double negative. Okay, thank you very much, Aysel. Aday, number 2.
Nobody never came to my birthday party.
Miss, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Aday, are you there?
Yes,
Nobody.
I'm here. Yes, but you are lagging this.
Okay. Can you
Never
read?
would be ever.
Okay, so what are we going to change? We're going to change nobody. We're going to change never to ever. Very
Ever.
good. Very good. And number 3, Tanahi.
Okay, the man won't never get the car he has always wanted. We can change want to will. Make it positive.
The man, okay, the man will never, excellent.
Or make never positive.
Excellent. Okay, so you don't have to write the whole sentence. That's enough, okay? Number 4, Sadet.
Hello.
Hi.
The woman hasn't never been to the theme park.
Hasn't, never. What's wrong with this sentence?
They're double negatives. It can be the woman hasn't ever been to the theme park or
Okay, or
never or had never been to the theme park.
the woman has never been to the theme park. You're right, either are correct.
Okay.
Number 5, Habiba.
Yes, miss. There aren't no job opportunities in my state. There ain't.
How do we change this?
We will take out aren't.
Okay, and there aren't no jobs. So here we have a double negative, aren't and no.
Yeah,
How do we correct this?
maybe we will take out no and we put any.
There aren't any, that's right. There aren't any job opportunities in my state. Excellent. Or we can write, there are no job opportunities in my state. Right, so we can change this to a positive word. Thank you, Habiba. Number 6, Yasina Duaini.
Okay. I barely had no food left in my kitchen. I barely hadn't no food left in my kitchen.
I barely had no food left in my kitchen. So how do we correct it? Say it again.
Or I barely hadn't no food left in my kitchen.
You want to add hadn't? You want to change it to hadn't?
Yes.
We already have 2 negatives. We have barely. Barely is negative. And no is negative.
I
Try to think. How can we fix this sentence? So it's incorrect if we have barely and no. Remember, we can change one of these to positive.
I barely had
Yeah?
any food.
Any, excellent. That's right. I barely had any food left in my kitchen. Okay, number 7. Thank you. Yassine, number 7, Amr.
Yes, miss. You not never will finish your food. We can take away never and say you will not finish your food.
Okay, but then we're changing the order of the sentence. In this case, we should just remove one of the negatives. Which negative can we remove? So we have here not and never. Which one can we remove?
Not.
Not. So you never will finish your food. Okay, thank you, Amr. Yassine Hisham, number 8.
Nobody ever never told me the directions to the restaurant.
Nobody, never. What's wrong with this sentence? How can we change it?
Maybe anybody.
Anybody, never? There's a better way to write this. How do we write this?
So we can remove never.
We can remove never. That's right. Nobody told me directions to the restaurant, or nobody ever told me directions or told me the directions to the restaurant. Okay, either of these are correct. We can just remove never, or we can change never to ever. Okay, thank you, Yassine. I'm good.
Yes. He won't never give his best effort in the race. He will never give
He
his
will
best
never.
effort in the race.
Very good. Okay. Next. Esir?
Yes, miss.
Your answer number 10?
No one, no, nobody showed
None?
up for the
None. This is none.
none. Yeah, I know. None.
None, nobody. Remember, if we want to correct a double negative, sometimes we can just remove one of them. Which one remove?
Nobody. None.
None. Okay, so nobody showed up for the wedding on time. Thank you very much. Okay, and number 11. Reem, are you there?
Yes, yes.
All right, Reem, would you like to answer number 11?
ممكن okay. On next book.
No, not on the textbook. It's on the screen. Number 11. Tell me what is wrong with this sentence. We have here, so this is negatives. We're supposed to correct the sentence to write it correctly. What's wrong with this sentence? Can you read number 11? It's here on the screen.
Suzanne cannot never turn down a favor asked of her. Cannot never. This is wrong.
Okay, so how do we change it, Reem?
You can't never.
So can't and cannot are the same thing. We can't have two things that are negative. What can we change? Cannot to what? Remember, when we have two negatives, we can change one word to positive. If cannot is negative, what is positive?
Miss,
Yeah? How do we write this sentence correctly? We can say, okay, I'll help you. We can say Susan can never, right? Or we can say can never, or we can say cannot ever, right? So we must have one positive and one negative. We can't have two negative. Okay? Thank you, Reem.
Miss.
Yeah?
Can we remove never?
We can remove one of them also. So remember, we
Never.
can remove one negative word or we can change a negative word to a positive word. Okay? Did everybody write these?
Wait.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, everybody writes them. Yes, I write them.
Okay, if you didn't, take a screenshot so we can move on. Done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adverbs.
All right, adverbs. Who can remind me what an adverb is? What is an adverb, guys?
I know.
Okay, Tanahi, tell me.
It describes the verb.
It tells us
And
more about
the verb.
a verb. Okay.
And the adjective describe
A
the
noun.
noun.
Excellent. Okay, so quickly, I want you to tell me the adverb in this sentence, okay? And the verb that it modifies. Okay?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go again at the top of the list, those who have their hands raised. Aisat, number 1.
The boy calmly took his test.
What is the adverb in this sentence? Calmly? Calmly,
took.
very good, and took. Okay, thank you. Number 2, Tanahi.
No, yes. The team eagerly awaited their next opponents. Eagerly.
Eagerly, very good. And what does eagerly modify?
Awaited.
Awaited. Excellent. The verb awaited. Thank you. All day, number 3.
The player politely asked the official a question. Politely.
Politely. And what does it modify?
Asked.
Asked. Very good. Okay. Yasin Sadat. Number
Yes. Number 4. The teams shook hands sincerely after the game. Sincerely.
All right. Sincerely. Adverb. That's correct. What does sincerely modify? Which verb?
Shook.
Shook. Very good.
Miss, can I answer?
Okay. Tito, I have you. You said you can't raise your hand, right? Go ahead. Answer number 5.
The girl clumsily walked to her seat. Clumsily and walked.
Very good. Number 6, Habiba.
Yes, miss. The boy walked dangerously close to the edge. Walk dangerously. Dangerously walk.
Okay, so this is a bit tricky. Remember how we said, guys, that sometimes an adverb can modify another adverb or an adjective, not only a verb. What does here, so here the adverb is dangerously.
Yeah.
You were right about that. But what does dangerously modify? Dangerously what?
Close.
Dangerously close, that's right. So close here is an adjective. So here an adverb
Must,
modifies an adjective. Okay?
miss, it must be the. Oh, it's an adjective. Okay.
Okay. And
But
Duane,
the
number...
title is adverbs. The title is
Okay, it's
adverbs.
adverbs, and we have an adverb. We have an adverb here, dangerously. But what is it modifying? It's modifying an adjective, not a verb. But it's still an adverb.
Okay.
Okay? All right, Duane, number 7.
Okay. I barely finished my test on time.
Your voice cut out, dear. What is the adverb?
The adverb is finished.
So, where is the adverb? The adverb ends in ly usually. Barely is our adverb. Yeah, and what does it modify?
On time.
Barely what? Barely?
Finished.
So barely finished. Finished. So barely tells us more about finished. Remember, an adverb tells us more about a verb, or sometimes an adverb, or sometimes an adjective, or sometimes another adverb. But in this case, it's telling us more about the verb finished. Okay? All right. Did everybody write these, guys? Can I move on?
Okay.
Oh, please. 5 more minutes.
What did you say, dear?
5 more minutes, please. I'll write them quickly.
5 minutes? No, screenshot, dear.
Okay.
Okay? Let me know when you finish.
I'm finished.
All right. Okay, can I get a volunteer to read this, please? Amr.
Yes, miss. An adverb can tell how, when, where, in what manner or extent an action is performed. Adverbs usually modify a verb or adjective and usually end in ly. Where
Okay.
we ate outside. How we ate quickly. When we ate yesterday.
Okay, so notice here, it says that adverbs usually modify a verb or an adjective. They usually end in ly, but they can also sometimes modify another adverb. Okay? And here are the examples. They show us how, when, or where, in what way, to what extent. Okay? So let's look here. It says underline the adverb in each sentence and write how, when, or where to show how the adverb describes the verb. So all of these describe other verbs. Okay, let's see who has not answered. Kenzie, are you there? Malak, are you there?
Yeah,
All right, Malak, can you answer number 1?
sure. Joe and his parents will go to the store later.
What is the adverb in this sentence?
Later.
Later, very good. And does later tell us how, when, or where?
When.
When, excellent. Number 2, Mamdouh. Okay, number 2, Muhannad.
Accident.
Accidentally. Okay, very good. Accidentally. Does this tell us how, when, or where?
How.
How, very good. Okay, Asr, number 3.
Miss Amira, I didn't hear the first time.
Okay, you can answer number 4. Asr, are you there?
Parker walked upstairs to get his hat. Parker walked upstairs to get his hat.
Yeah. What is the adverb in this sentence? Which one modifies our verb walked? Which one tells us how Parker walked, or when Parker walked, or where Parker walked? Upstairs, very good.
Upstairs.
Does this tell us how, when, or where?
Where?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Mamdouh, number 4.
His father always takes him to school. Always.
Okay.
That's
Always.
how.
How? How, or when, or where?
How?
Read it again.
Um,
Always. Does this mean
when?
when? It means when he takes him. He takes him all of the time, right? Okay. Yasin Hisham, number 5. Are you there, Yasin? Okay. I'm good. Number 5.
Kneel under a table during an earthquake. Under.
Okay. And what does this tell us? How, when, or where?
Where?
Very good. All right. Any questions, guys? 1 second. There was one more exercise. 1 second, guys. Sorry. It didn't copy. I'm not sure why. 1 second. Okay, guys, there's something wrong with the file. Does anybody have any questions about adverbs? Anything that is unclear?
No, thank you.
No?
No.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, so orally we can just answer this last exercise. Okay, we're going, just tell me the prepositions that you find. So there are 18. Okay, I will count them as we find them. I'll call on you. Please read the sentence and tell me which preposition or prepositions we have in this sentence. Okay, this is similar to the one that we completed. Okay, let's look and see which prepositions were used differently. Okay,
Okay.
all right, Yasina Sadet. Which prepositions do we have in the first sentence?
We have two.
Read it.
Okay. George and Miller walked to the lake along a narrow path.
Okay, so we have two,
Two.
like you said, and one more.
Banner.
Along. Along. Narrow is
Along.
an adjective. Along. We have two and along, so that's two. Okay, thank you. Tanahi.
Me? Okay. On his head, George wore the red cap he had been given for his birthday.
All right, so what do we have?
4
For his birth. For, okay. We have one more.
on
On and for. So now we have four prepositions. Thank you. Aysel.
Yes.
Next sentence. We'd better hurry.
We'd better hurry, George said. Look at this watch. I told my parents I would be back before it gets dark. Race you there.
All right. Which prepositions do we have here?
Better hurry.
Not better hurry. We have another
Before
one.
it gets
Okay, so before, we have before. These are prepositional phrases, you're right. But we need just the preposition. So we have before here, right? We also have at. So now we have 6. At his watch and before. Thank you, Aysel. George started running. No preposition here. Let's move on. Habiba.
Yes, miss.
All right, next sentence. Hey, slow down.
Hey, slow down, Miller called, pushing past an overhanging branch. Uh, and
We have here past. Okay, past. I think we wrote aside, or what did we use when we wrote ours? Yeah, we use down and aside. Okay, so here we have, hey, slow down. This is our first preposition. And then we have past. Okay?
fast.
Amr,
Yes, miss. The
before long.
Before long, boys arrived. George first and Miller not far behind him. They threw their towels and shoes under the tree.
Okay, so look,
George
so stop
waded
here. Stop
through
here. We're
the
looking for the
water and
prepositions
glad
here. Which prepositions do we have in the first sentence? Before
we
long, the
have
boys arrived.
under we don't have
Before long. What about before?
sorry.
Before, okay. In the second sentence,
Yes.
George first and Miller not far behind him. Do we have another preposition?
Behind.
Behind, very good. Okay, thank you, Yasin.
Behind.
Hisham? Yasin Hisham, are you there?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
All right, can you read the next sentence? They threw their towels.
Their towels. They threw their towels and shoes under a tree. George waded through the water and grabbed the rope that hung over the lake.
Okay, so stop here. Which prepositions do we have in these two sentences?
Before
Let's see.
the first one.
They threw their towels and shoes under a tree.
Under.
Under, very good. And in the second one, George waded through the water. Through and grabbed the rope that hung over the lake.
Over.
Over, very good. Okay, Melek, next. Okay, Tanahi.
Yes. Yes, Miss, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
He
Stop
held
here.
it
He held
over.
it.
He held it above his head as he climbed as high as he could to steep the bank. Above.
Above, very good. We have one more here. Up the steep bank. Okay, just like here we had slow down, we have here up also. Up the steep bank. Thank you. Yasina Sadat.
Yes. Here I go, shouted George as he lifted his feet from the ground and swam towards the lake. Hello?
I can hear you, dear. Which prepositions do we have?
Towards.
Towards. Okay, and from. From the ground
From.
and towards the lake. So we have from and towards. Very good. Splash under the water, George went. Malak. Which preposition do we have here?
Yes, miss.
Which preposition do we have here? Splash under the water, George went. So here the preposition is under. It says here less than 1 minute, guys. Sorry, the meeting will shut off right now. Just a reminder, you do not have homework again today. You will not have homework tomorrow. Please be sure to attend tomorrow's session for the review. And if you have any questions, let me know, guys, okay? It will shut off now.
Yeah, Miss. Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.